Yo, what it do, y'all? We back at it again. You know what it is, the voice of the culture, man. I'm sitting here with some individuals that, man, I don't even know what to call them. I don't want to call them, they are the Kingsmen, but I'm calling them the great men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm surrounded around greatness. And before I start this interview, I want to shout out my brother Tease for letting us rock out at the court over here at the Chop Shop in Teaneck. If you ever need a cut, come through. We got great barbers here, great atmosphere.
Yes,
Just
sir.
come through, show love. But back to the, scheduled appointment at hand. Yo, I'm around here, man, and I just been fishing. I've been keeping it real, and I've been in and out. But you know what? I do my homework. And I had an opportunity to sit next to my brother right here, Ron, with his great music. And we talked about the Kingsmen. We talked about coming down to Philly. But you know what? You can't control God's timing. So now we here. We're in Teaneck, and I'm with the Kingsmen.
Yes, sir.
And I ain't going to really do too much talking. I'm going to let the guys talk. First and foremost, man, everybody introduce yourself.
All right.
And let them know who you are and the part that you play in the team.
Yes, sir.
Zay, what's going on? From Jersey, Philly, kind of migrated from both. We all do everything. So sing, engineer, write, make music, all that stuff. So,
of course, I'm Ron Thomas, singer, songwriter, producer.
Yes. I don't know if me and Ron are related because we both Thomases.
so
we might have to do a little homework. Shout out to Mom Dukes in the building. You know what I mean? And Sis too. You know what I mean? So we might have to do a little homework and figure this thing out. You know what I mean?
My name is Dre. Also producer, writer, engineer. Anything I can learn in the business to get better at, I get it. And,
man.
Excited to be part of Kingsman.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask y'all from the beginning, why the name the Kingsmen?
Y'all looking at me. So, Dre and I have been friends for a long time. I'm going to leave it
Well,
at
your name
that.
is Zay, so it's like Zaytoven. Shout out to Zaytoven.
Shout out to him, ATL. But we actually, Dre and I met at a church, my father's church in Hackensack, not far from me on State Street. Name of the church was called King of Kings, and then we went to a school called King's Kids Academy. And now we met. So we was like, and we're believers, you know what I'm saying? So we was like, Kingsmen. So
that's crazy because I'm a Christian brother myself, and I was born and raised in the church, and I went to church in Hackensack.
Okay, nice.
RLCC.
Okay, that sounds
Redeemer
familiar.
Love Christian Center.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, New York.
Yeah.
My parents was the head deacons when they was over there in Hackensack at that little church.
I probably was in there with my pops, to be honest with you.
You know what I'm saying? It's all a small world, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's just all about the vision and where you put it at. But at the end of the day, though, you know what I mean? The Kingsmen kind of fit you guys.
Thank you.
You're all king.
Yeah.
You're all men. You know what I'm saying? And, at the end of the day, you formed the Voltron. And I know I might be the oldest, but, Voltron was something that 5 group of animals came together and became great. And I feel like what y'all doing with the music, y'all come together and make greatness.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you personally, each one, Zay, for you, where did it all start at? Did it start in the church?
For me, yeah. Being a pastor's kid, you're always around instruments. You get an ear for music. I was always, drums was my first love. And then when I caught one, the melody, then the piano became it. So I don't think I could play drums if I try. Actually, I have tried recently. It ain't the way it's supposed to be. But so I've been around music since I could remember. And then I was introduced to production by one of the musicians at my dad's church. Shout out to Rick Carlos. He had a studio here in Teaneck. And at that time, I was more like singing. You know what I'm saying? Like children's choir. And he brought us down there to record some records. And then, Dre, you was there before, right, too, right?
Yeah.
So as we got older, he kind of showed us some things or let us come down there, but we didn't really do much. But that's when I got introduced to production. And I didn't know what it was, for real. I didn't know what it was until I got out of high school. And
so you was, not to cut you off, King, but you were knee deep in this as a young age.
Yeah, I was around studios, recording, singing.
Music.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't know that there was a side of production. You had to sing, you had to play an instrument. And then towards into high school and then college is when I learned.
Where'd you go to school at, if you don't mind me asking?
I went to school in Willingboro, New Jersey.
Okay.
Little Motown. Shout out to Ryan Leslie.
Right.
There's a lot of people that's from that area. But
a lot of great individuals.
Yeah, to name a few. But that's when I got introduced to more like production.
Okay.
But, parents is like, go to school for business and all that stuff. So I did
the typical.
Yeah. And then
routine.
I stopped that though. And Dre and I went and visited a school in Florida, Full Sail. And that's when I saw like you didn't need to have a major studio to learn how to do this at this time in the early 2000s.
Okay.
You know, that's when Inbox and Pro Tools was becoming like, you didn't have to have a major studio to have access to this stuff. And that's when I kind of started diving into it.
So for you, Dre, I'm gonna
sir.
leave my man Ron, to the back burner for a quick second because me and him spoke.
For sure.
For you, Dre, where did it all start from, King?
It's similar to Zay as far as the church. I've always loved music.
We
It's
all
like
have.
most people, you know. I actually got into real sounds like a friend of mine, a cousin, we had like DJ equipment and he had all these records. And I don't know, I just started getting into music, and then Sade was one of the records that I
Shout out
picked
to
up.
Sade, man.
Shout out, classic.
And then the chords and the
Sade.
melodies that she was singing,
Changed
I
the
was
game.
like, I love this. And I would have melodies and stuff in my head, but I couldn't quite implement or bring it out to the forefront. So I knew I wanted to do music, so I just tried trumpet, I played the flute, played the drums.
Where'd you go to school at, King? If you don't mind me asking.
This was mainly, I mean, even though I was going to Isaiah's father's church, the King of Kings, I was in Teaneck High School. I went to the
Okay.
band. I graduated right here, Teaneck High.
Okay. Hometown hero.
Yeah, so I was in a band, and the band actually saved me because I had like 8 credits. So,
It was a cheat code.
Yeah, like of course you're in a band, and people might say what they want to say.
Right,
but-
because that's some whack shit. Excuse my
yeah,
language.
you
You gay, that's corny. Back in
But,
high school,
yeah.
being a part of the band wasn't exactly the thing
wasn't
to
a
do.
cool thing, but
Look at you now.
I didn't get that, but for the most part, it helped me out. I learned a lot from that, and then when I met up with Zay and we became close, like just being friends with him gave me access to the equipment there. And I remember one particular day, the keyboard was around and I started playing like some notes. And I was like, oh, these two go together well. And then from there, Zay and I would just have jam sessions at his house. And, it didn't sound the best, but we loved it. And we were having
That's all that
Sounds
matters.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's all that matters,
Yeah.
truthfully.
We would have jam sessions, and we was like, yo, like, let's do more of this. And we'll just get like a karaoke machine, play music. DJs. So we was just around music, and then it got to the point where I was like, I actually came here. And Tease let me use the back here in this
It was
studio,
like a little small studio
to
there.
record.
Right. Wow, I didn't even know it was a studio.
Yeah,
Chop
yo,
shop.
Wait,
we
wait,
used
wait,
to
wait.
have-
You forgot about the keyboard you had that allowed us to do 4 tracks, but we had to play
Oh, yeah,
every
I skipped that,
instrument
but-
for the length that we wanted the song.
Exactly. That's where it really started.
Yeah, so like if I
So-
played keys, I had to play keys for 3.5 minutes perfectly.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
drums, yeah.
And then we'll play each part. And
That was crazy.
with that, I was like, oh, I love this. And then, I started buying equipment piece and pieces here. And then one day I came in here and Tone was humming something. Tease was humming something. And I'm like, Tease, like, you actually like what I did? Because it was some music that he was listening to. Tease was like one of my first people that was like, yo,
He was your
this is
first
dope.
ear.
Yeah, he was like, yo, man, this is dope. And I'm like, for real? Okay. And then I just started doing it more. And then one day I called Zay. I was like, yo, Zay, man, I think we might have some. Because I bought like $100 mic from Teese's friend. I bought a $100 mic. And then I said, yo, Zay, man, I think we might, need to start something. Because at the time, everybody started doing beats to me. I remember meeting a young kid. He's like, yeah, I started 2 weeks and the beat sounded crazy. I was like, all right, I got to do something more than just make beats.
Right.
So I was like, yo, Zay,
Let's start
man,
writing.
let's come together. Instead of just doing beats, let's create like
Some
an
music.
actual production. Like, let's write. And because people that would try to give music to, they was like, yo, I want a chorus. And I'm like, oh, you don't want just music. You want a chorus. They wanted everything done for them. You know what I mean? And then Zay and I was like, all right, let's do this for real. And that's when he started like, you know what, let's get a studio. Well, he actually created his own studio. And I used to go,
Rise,
yeah.
yeah.
So he created his own studio and I was like, all right, I'm gonna come down to your house every weekend, literally. I did that for like what?
3 years.
3 years.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Meanwhile, y'all still in the church though.
Not as much. We
Well,
grown.
he was already
now.
he was already
Yeah.
in Willenboro, South
Yeah,
Jersey.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he
okay.
was-
So we kind of grew out the whole church situation because I know mom, the family, like, yeah, we ain't doing that. You know what I mean? My parents, mother and father, God bless them, they all heavy in the church. And I used to sit in front of the church we had a custom van back in the days, and my parents was deacons. And I'm listening to rap music. And the kids were like, yo, you listen to rap music and your parents are deacons? I'm like, yo, excuse my language, this shit's normal. I'm going to the rink on Tuesday. What are you talking about?
I wouldn't know none of that music if it
Yo,
wasn't
what are
for
you
Dre,
talking about? Like, they used to say your parents allowing you to do Deacon David and Evelyn allowed. Yo, what are you
it's
talking
funny
about?
you say that. My mom was deep in the church, but I'll be honest.
She enjoyed music, man.
His mom and my mom, they allowed us to be up at.
I feel like the
wee
church
hours in
is
the
the
night.
is the hub for all the artists.
It should be not so
fact,
much now, but
Not now, but
was.
growing up in our era,
Yeah.
the church was the hub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we actually started a Christian rap group.
See what I'm saying? And I used to kids used to come sit in my van because my parents went to church 2 hours before church started. We went to church in Queens after RLCC. And I used to say, yo, you listen to rap? I'm like, yeah. My mom your mom don't do that. I'm in the rink. I just left the rink last night.
Yeah.
6 in the morning. My parents' thing was, I don't care what you do, you're going to church on Sunday.
Yep, that was the thing.
That's just what it was. I don't care where you at, you at Sunday,
Wake up.
you going to church.
My dad wasn't with it. He wasn't with secular music at all.
My mother wasn't even. It was devil worship music, play the music backwards. They talking about this, that, and the third.
He came to me because I was big onto, I like melody, so jazz. I used to listen to CD 101.9 in New York.
Yeah.
And I remember he didn't want me listening to that. And then
Not
one
even
day
the
he came in.
jazz?
Nah, he came into me and says, you know what? The Lord told me to let you listen to the jazz station because it's gonna affect your playing.
I'm done.
I'm dead
We
serious.
gonna shut this down. I've heard the same thing. The Lord told me
Yeah, the Lord
to
told me
allow you to go be free.
Yeah, he said it's gonna
Well,
affect
if
me.
he
learn how
told
to
you or
play.
not, I'm gonna listen to it anyway.
Well, yeah, and then Dre bought. That's when I started getting the Busta Rhymes, all these cats. I ain't know none of this stuff till my man. You know what I'm saying? Looked out for me. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was hearing like
You was
Whose
hearing the
World
rap.
is this? Remember that? I didn't know none of that until I was linking
So
up
you
with my
wasn't
friends.
watching videos.
None of that, man.
Wow.
I had to change the
Video
channel.
music box.
Yeah.
Come on, we ran home for that.
What?
But
For
to transition on the church, like I heard Jermaine Dupri say, like that's what the game is missing now.
Big time.
That soulful, that real singing, that church
That's where
singing.
you learn how to move people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the game is lacking right now. A lot of this is just like real microwavy.
Hit a couple notes.
Yeah, hit a couple notes. man.
Fake notes. Let's be clear. It's not original notes, and y'all know that.
We know. We got the auto.
He
He got no secrets, but
right.
the
We're not gonna
auto-tune-
tell no secrets, but we already know. Come on, you can put me back there. I can sound like
auto-tune come
Luther. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, man.
So I feel like the church always been the hub for great individuals to start from. But I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna say this to you, brothers. Me coming from a church, it's a blessing to have that.
Yeah.
Because when we get older as men that we are today, we know the foundation of who we are.
Yep.
We don't forget that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We never forget those conversations. I don't forget the conversations my father used to have. Yo, you can do you, Dion, and I'm giving you my government. We can give you, Dion, but you're going to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I can go to rink. I can hang out. I can party. I can do what I want to do all week.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, I go to church on Sunday and I can wear what I want to wear without no suit.
Yeah.
I felt like I was the man. You know what I'm saying?
To piggyback off that, it shaped us, our sound, but it shaped us as individuals. You know, the music business is crazy.
Grimy.
And part
Let's
of
be-
our,
let's
it's
crazy.
crazy.
It's grimy.
It's grimy.
It's filthy.
It's disgusting.
It's a shark pool.
And part of our mission is to do things differently. When artists work with us, there's things they don't have to be concerned about or worried about because they know how it's gonna go. You know,
Right.
we do business right. You're safe with us. You're secure, and that's something that we stand on. So
Yeah, just want to do great business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
that's super important. Yeah.
So let's talk about as time elevates itself. Ron, you being the more of a out front person, because my man Zay, I didn't even know you, champ.
That's
Let's
cool.
just,
I
let's
like
just
that
keep
way.
everything
That's
a buck.
cool.
You know what I mean? You was like the silent assassin. You walked like when you walked
I like
in here,
that.
I didn't know you was a support group. You know what I'm saying? I seen Dre, I seen Ron, but I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. He
That's
said
cool
3.
with that.
And I reached
Like
out and
that.
I said, yo, how many?
Yeah.
But I like that
Yeah.
because people understand who they are and what
Yep.
team.
Yep.
It ain't got to be, I respect the dude that's behind the camera than the dude that's in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Because you really a puppet. You know what I'm saying? You kind of like the offensive coordinator, the coach. You sit back, you calling plays.
Yeah.
We
You
all
know what I
change
mean?
roles.
It's
Yeah,
extra-
for
You
sure.
all the same roles, but you also need that one person, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And shout out to the family that just walked in. Yo, come on in, man.
Yeah.
Yo, my man.
brother.
Hey, Tone. I told him, come on out, come on out. Breezy.
good?
This is other
Oh,
individuals.
my
that's
God.
on here, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's been
mean?
a
Breezy,
minute.
I've been looking for you.
Yeah.
What's up? Appreciate y'all. Just to let
That's
y'all
a
know
nice
how
surprise. That's a nice
I told him to
surprise.
reach out. This how authentic it is. You know, we
I
got
like
family
that.
in here. We
Oh,
got
good,
we got the
Family.
team in here.
Yes,
I
sir.
reached
Real.
out to everybody and told them to come through because I need the culture to understand. Yo, it's a movement going on with y'all.
Amen.
We not just talking it, we living it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the opportunity to sit down with great individuals.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? The vibe and the energy and to have the support group, mom, Duke, sister,
Yeah.
your lady in the corner. You know, the team is, I respect that. I admire that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to be sitting here with you guys.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the opportunity for believing in me. I got to say that to
I
y'all.
appreciate you for
You know
having
what I'm
me.
saying?
For real.
Ron, we talked.
For sure.
I got to say this, man.
He pulled it together, man. He pulled it together.
He pulled a few things together, and I'm going to let the culture understand that. I
Mm.
appreciate you, Ron,
Appreciate you, man.
for not fronting on me. We don't know each other from a can of paint. Let's just be clear. This is not a 10-year, 20-year, 15 relationship. We kicked it. I saw the music. I was interested.
Thank you.
I'm not afraid to say, hey, yo, bro, would you like to be on the show?
Mhm.
F all that pride nonsense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pride to leave you in the corner somewhere sick.
Yeah.
All a brother can do is tell me no. My mother told me no. So a brother and another individual telling me no means nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You pulled this thing together. You orchestrated this. You was the puppet master behind this. And I don't mind taking a back seat to somebody throwing me an alley-oop.
Oh.
But as we move forward, you also the voice box with the music and the singing.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So soulful, so graceful. But so, I'm going to say this respectfully, so laid back with it.
Yeah. I be chilling.
Humble.
Chilling but killing them at the same
Yeah.
time.
I'm chilling.
I just saw you do a post with Left. Shout out to Left.
Yeah.
Shout out to Left.
Shout out to my boy
Shout out
Left.
Great
man.
music.
Yes.
Album out.
Yo, for you to do that on that track with him,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front. That's one of my top 3 tracks.
Good looking, bro.
My thing is, what makes y'all come together and say, you know what, we're gonna do this project with them? I'm curious to know that. Because I know y'all not beat. Don't get me wrong, we all want the bag. Let's just be clear. We're not doing nothing for free. But we ain't selling our soul either for the
Amen.
shorts, for anything.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because yo, at the end of the day, all money ain't good money.
For sure.
What makes y'all sit back and say, you know what, we're gonna invest in this? Because I see I got a young lady that's rocking. What makes y'all sit back and say, you know what, we're gonna do this with them? Instead of saying, nah, we ain't doing this with them.
We believe in talent. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost. And just to go back to Left, like we see greatness. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
it's not about a value exchange all the time. It's not all about money exchange. You know what I'm saying? Now, it could be he's an engineer. He mixed records. So I can say, yo, Left, we'll produce a track for you, mix my record. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that. Or it's just like, yo, I just send them joints because I believe in his greatness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have conversations, not even talk about music, like
Yeah.
hours on the phone kicking it about life. So like Left, he not just like an artist we work with. That's like our brother.
Yeah, man.
You know, and we affiliated with the whole All Fam. Shout out to All Fam.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
all fam
You know
doing
what
their
I'm saying?
thing.
They got
They got
great
some
artists.
young
Yeah.
individuals that's coming out. Yo, we need to sit
Word.
down and put that together too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you know that's one phone. I'll make that phone call too. You heard?
Yo, bro, I'm gonna start calling him John Thompson.
Yo, you got it.
He's a John Thompson. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
yo,
man.
I'll listen, man. I play Rick Pitino. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I understand the position. You know what I'm
but
saying?
Like I told you, man, if I can make a play, I'm gonna make it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you've made quite a few plays, man. You know, I don't like to extend my
Mhm.
plays, but you know what? I count my blessings.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And to be able to no one put me on to y'all. Let's just be clear.
Mhm.
I saw Ron do something with H. Miller. Shout out to H. Miller,
Yeah.
long time ago.
Haas.
Haas, my man Haas. And then I saw his music. You know, my son, Small World.
Yes.
And then the rest was like, yo, I'm an R&B dude.
Mm-hmm.
I love R&B music. Like cats telling you in love, nah, I just like life. I don't want to hear kill, shoot, crack at 10 in the morning. I'm 50
Real.
now. I'm past that.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not 25 where I just want to hear all that nigga shit all day. I want to hear some. I don't mind listening to some soulful music that's that's dope. And that's what y'all bring to the world.
Yes, sir.
Y'all bring in a melting pot of soulfulness. But let me ask you this: has it ever been an artist you said, "Nah, we're not doing that"? Let's talk about the dirt, the dirty side
I
of
feel
the
like
game.
we've had to do that more often because when you first starting off, we're hungry, so we want to work with people, and we realize that not everybody wants to get in the studio, and some people can hold a note, but being able to make a record is not as easy as it seems, and people aren't as always committed. So I don't know if we could point out just
I
one
don't.
person.
We don't.
or two.
We
No,
don't.
no,
We
we
don't
don't
even
say
talk
no
no
names.
names.
We
Oh no,
don't-
no, no,
we
no,
don't say no
no.
names.
We're not
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
But I'm quite sure. This is something I learned in the game a long time ago. From my, being ignorant, traveling from state to state, trying to become Pablo. You know what I mean? Yo, all money ain't good money.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? But when you, like you said, when you chasing,
Yeah.
you in the beginning, we all chasing.
Yes.
Until hold up, stop. We not doing that.
Mhm.
So being in the music, everybody think they can either sing, rap, or got a beat. And they look at you like, y'all not quote unquote Quincy Jones. So who are you to tell me that I ain't dope? It's not about telling you ain't dope. I just don't want to work with you. Does that sit on your spirits when you go home?
No,
Nah.
we learned enough.
Because it's a lot of time invested. So, you got to show commit. Before anything, you got to show commitment and
But
hunger.
what about the dollar is crazy?
We could. They paying us?
Oh, that's different.
Oh, we could get them in and out real quick.
He said,
For real.
keyword, in and out.
Yeah, real quick.
In and out.
A smash real quick.
We not doing the
Huh?
symphonies.
A smash
We give
real
you a
quick.
smash.
That's what he said.
Yeah, a smash, get them out, you know what I'm saying? Come back when you're ready. You know what I'm saying? But as far as when we're invested in artists,
Right.
like you gotta be committed and you gotta be hungry and you gotta want it just as much as we want it, or even more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Eh,
And that's another reason why we inked up with A.O. Tone, because he's
I'll say
committed. He's a day one guy, and we believe in him wholeheartedly. He believes in himself. He got the swag.
And
got
he
the
understands. He understands you guys.
He understands us because we've been doing it for a while, so it's chemistry already there, and it's up. And he's real quick. Shameless plug. He is dropping some content
Let's go.
for the next 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
So follow my guy AO_Tone. You heard?
And just to drop in, go check the episode out with A.O. Tony.
Yeah.
He shot
Yes,
actually
sir.
in here.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? It's not just about rap music. It's also what he overcame to be the greatest rapper that he
Absolutely.
is today. Let's be clear on that. And shout out to him. He's in the building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the young general too.
Yo, real quick, a quick story. When I first started working with him, we was going to Philly on the weekends, and the first time I met Tone, he in the studio reading a book.
Isn't that crazy?
I was like, oh, I like this nigga.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
A
He
young
wasn't-
man.
He got something to say.
Yo, like, I'm like, yo, he's reading the book while we creating. He in the midst of reading the book, he writing, reading this book. I was like, it's something special about this kid.
We talk about commitment. I mean, for what, 2 or 3 months, every weekend, Tone and Dre Breezy. will
Shout
come
out to
down.
Dre Breezy,
Shout out
Yeah,
to
man.
Dre
super,
Breezy.
super
sir.
nice.
Time out. Not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Great man. I reached out to my kid. Sorry, I'm gonna take that back. I'm not calling him my kid because people get so confused.
Yeah.
My God, this young king. He said, yo, I'm working with the Kingsmen.
Absolutely.
I want to fall back and wait till I get right, and then we'll sit down.
Yes.
Yo, when he told me that, and I never told him this on the low, I sat back, I got off the phone, I was smoking a joint talking to him. I said, I respect that. It's honor amongst men.
That's a
He
He
fact.
said, yo, I want to
God.
make sure I get right with my team
That's my
Right.
guy.
to be able to sit down instead of being, you know what, it's about me. Let me do me. Nah, it's about the culture that I'm
Yeah.
around. And he's in the building today, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah.
to Dre Breezy. yo.
Shout out to
in the
Dre
building.
Breezy. So
Another monster, bro.
another monster.
Another
And the
monster.
crazy shit, I'm gonna keep it real. I knew me and Dre Breezy worked together on the low somewhere. We never got a chance to really talk because we was in different circles at the job.
Mhm.
I didn't realize who he was until I heard his music.
Wow.
Amazing.
And it goes to show you, he wasn't like he was at the job site running around, yo, here. He just did what he did, stayed low. But we kept seeing each other. And we had a mutual respect because we had the same location. You see each other at work. Yo, what's up, Chan? How you doing? But I didn't know he was that great.
Nice. And y'all ain't even heard the half of. We have records that we cut with them that we haven't released from I'm not gonna say how, you know,
We don't
a
need to
little
do
while
that.
ago.
Because that interview's coming too.
Yeah.
It's coming too. And I honestly speaking, I want y'all to be a part of that. Because he really said, yo, I'm working with y'all.
Oh my
Working
God.
with the
Respect,
Kingsmen.
sir.
I don't want to do nothing right now. Let me build up some more and let me get my work.
That's what's up.
Amen.
And yo, that right there showed me the commitment to a team. Everybody's not about a team. Brothers is about, yo, let me shine. He could have easily like, yo, Ron sat with him. Let me get my shine on. But he said, yo, let me do my thing first and then I'm gonna sit with you. And I admire that about that. So respect that to the culture and respect to what he has for y'all.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you, there's still loyalty amongst gangsters.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I had the
And I
most
call us
fun.
gangsters in a good way.
Most fun working with Dre and Tone in the studio. I mean, I tell you, we'd be there all
I feel
night.
like they lab raps on the lab
Yo, bro,
raps.
we had, yo, dog, let me
Tell him.
explain.
How many
story.
times y'all kicked them motherfuckers out the studio?
We can,
No,
no,
we
we
didn't.
don't.
Excuse me, Ma, for my language.
No, yo,
Tell a story.
Shamik, yo, we had air mattresses. We were sleeping on couches. We share
Yes,
food. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we in there for 48 hours.
48 hours. The entire
48
weekend.
hours.
Yep.
Dre snoring. I'm snoring. But no, and one thing I respect about my brothers right here, on Sunday morning, and I ain't gonna even lie, I love them so much. My family is church family too, but I got closer to God when I met these brothers, because we was in the studio. We'd be in the studio from Saturday, right? We work all night. Sunday morning, this is when church was online big.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, they up like this, listening to the word.
Yeah.
I'm in the back like this.
But up at the same
But
time.
up at the same time. And then I had to put discipline on myself. I was like, yo, my brothers is up, listening to the word. Let me get up.
Let me get up.
Let me get up. Just get up. And then once I got up and I started paying attention, I heard Pastor Darius Daniels say what
That's
he
who
was
I'm
saying.
listening to.
That's
Todd Michaels.
Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Every week in the van, I'm in the truck listening to them.
So once I heard him, I was locked in. And then once they started opening up the churches and stuff, because this was around COVID,
Yeah.
and we actually went to that church, Change Church live. I was
Out
locked.
there in South Jersey.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was.
Wow.
We'd do that. I was locked in, crazy, man. So thank you to my brothers, man. Like, I always had a relationship with God, but because of my brothers, I'm so much more closer, you know what I'm saying, to God. And we pray. We're praying production. Like,
Amen.
we pray for each other a lot. You know what I'm saying?
That's
We
crazy.
pray before a session sometimes.
Yo, that's crazy
You
that
should do
y'all
it all the time.
Yeah.
We ain't perfect.
We ain't
Nah.
perfect.
Yo, I miss my 5 o'clock wake up and
Yeah.
hit the snooze
Mhm.
because I do my word before I go to work. I feel like that's how I start my day. But the crazy part about you guys mentioning the word of God is I used to, in my former time, I was a drug dealer. And my son's mother said, yo, how you going outside to sell crack but you reading your Bible? I said, yo, listen, that don't define me. This just takes care of what the situation.
Yeah.
I'm a child of God.
Yeah.
She said, yo, you reading the Bible before you go hustle? I said, yo, God knows my heart.
Yeah.
I said, and I prayed. I asked him, forgive me for what I do.
Yeah.
But Lord, I'm in this small town trying to lock it down.
Yes.
And, you know what I mean?
Lock it down.
Just being honest with the culture. Because people get caught up. Yo, it's not what you do. He knows your heart.
Yeah.
And that's what makes what each one of y'all are doing so great. Because he knows your heart. And he's going to guide you, lead you, and direct you. He's our GPS, the blueprint,
Amen.
and the gatekeeper
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
for our lives. And it's great to sit up here with 4 brothers. We all come from different backgrounds, but you know what? This foundation is Christ.
We pray for Ron. Dre and I, because Dre and I were doing some stuff.
Come on, talk.
And we literally were at a stage where we were like, you know, our voices are good, but we not there yet.
Let me ask you this. It was you and Dre before Ron came on
Yes,
the building?
yes,
absolutely.
People don't know the story.
Yeah,
so
Ron
let's
had
get
a
that
story.
story.
Yeah, tell a story.
Break it
Just
down.
like
Tell
what
a
you were
story.
saying, what you were saying, we definitely compare ourselves to like a Voltron.
Yep.
Because in fact, that was one of my favorite cartoons.
So you up there with me. Shout out.
Yeah, you know, everybody had their own colors, but you know, we, even though we all can do the same thing, everybody has their how can I say, their mastery of what they know how to do the best. And Dills is a master at his vocals, you know
And
what I mean?
writing.
Can't deny that.
Amazing.
He's also performed, and to me, before it was so crazy, he has such a loving, humble spirit. First of all, you would never know you could sing that well. Second of all, I was like, yo, when I first met Ron, one of the greatest things that I've learned is relationships is the most important things.
I just
that
had a
you can-
conversation with somebody
can-
about today about
Yeah,
relationships
it's more
and how
important.
valuable it is.
Yeah, it's more important than money or anything. In fact, relationships can get you in places money can't get you. And he just had, when he said he worked at a hotel, I was like, yo, to be and talking to people all day, every day, like you gotta have a heart for that. Like I don't have that. I can't deal with people like that, but he
The
does.
fake
And
smiles, the fake hellos, how you doing?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
we'll make
I
it work.
can't.
We'll figure it out.
Nah,
Like it's more like sometimes,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
but
It's
I
the
just-
love of Christ that keep you level though.
Yeah.
See how Christ plays a part in all this?
Yeah,
It's the love of Christ in him that allows him to be the individual to be able to deal with that.
yeah, he has a character.
Yeah, that's just me. That's just.
yeah.
I think that's
His
just like
characters.
organically. That's just
Yeah.
me. Like I just love making other people happy. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I think one of my superpowers to Kingsman is I bring energy every time.
Absolutely.
Now
matter-
you
no-
Magic Johnson of the Kingsmen.
Yep.
I feel like you Magic.
Yeah,
you worthy.
absolutely.
He's Kareem.
Yeah, like
close
It's
to one.
showtime.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And then you
Close
got
to one.
Breeze and you got A.O. Chone, which is Cooper.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And the other one.
Which is the championship.
It makes it right to make
Yeah.
the element great.
Yeah, I try not to bring, what I'm going through to that. Like I always try to bring, no matter what I'm going through, I'm always up there. I'm always trying to be positive, and I try to, you know what I'm saying. And I know it's
Let's stop
it's
using the word
electrifying.
try.
I mean, I am
Strive.
yeah, but I know
Because
it's
the try
electrifying.
is to fail.
And if I
Y'all
come
ain't
in
failed yet.
if I come in there with energy, I know my guys is gonna be right there. Like you know what I'm saying. No matter what we're going through, There's no egos involved. We just want to create the best music possible.
That's my next
You know what I'm
question
saying?
to you guys. Because everybody's a different individual. How does that work on a team? Because me and my partner, he lives in Atlanta. My partner that's with me in this, no one sees him. But I just see me.
Mhm.
Me and him talk on the phone every day for almost 5 to 7 hours about life. I'm a father, he's not. What we going through. I'm married, he's not. And you come together and we can relate, but respect. How does that come into play with 3 brothers that's coming from 3 different situations? Who wants to take the first role on that one?
I think, like I was saying before, I think everybody is a master of what they do. For example, when I was going down to South Jersey to meet up with Zay already had his studio, so Zay already had the knowledge of engineering, mixing, and it was a perfect match as far as what I wanted to do with someone who I knew for a long time. I said, this is gonna work, And then again, like when Zay and I partnered, we needed somebody who is well versed at recording, right? And who actually could sing. You know what I mean? As a production team, we want to be able to work with people to have all facets of the game covered: mixing, music, vocals.
Right.
For a production team, it's not just a beat. You actually got to do vocal production. You know what I mean? If you got to tell somebody to, oh, God, listen, I know you can sing, but I need you to calm down a little bit, bring your tone down a little bit. You're off here, or let's use this melody. And all 3 of us are good at that. You know what I mean? But even again, everyone has their lane, I would say.
So it's the
For
Voltron
example.
thing.
Yeah.
again.
I
Exactly.
feel like everybody is just superstars in their role.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm gonna disagree with that.
But
I'm gonna keep it. You know why I disagree?
Wow.
I feel like y'all more than superstars in your own lane. I feel like y'all masters.
But I take that too.
You know what I'm saying?
I take
a
that.
superstar just stands out. A master creates.
Yes.
You know. Okay, now we got the artist here.
Yeah.
The artist don't know. The
Mhm.
artist has an idea.
Mhm.
I watched y'all on the video shoot with A.O. Tone. Y'all don't know that. I watched this whole little clip that he was running. You telling him do this. Everybody's, and he's, okay.
Yeah.
He realizes I'm dealing with, it's like I forgot that movie, the Karate Kid.
Mhm.
Okay, master.
Wax on, wax off.
Right. But he's respecting what you're
Yeah.
telling him.
Yeah.
Because he trusts, because we built that trust. You know what I'm saying?
But
He
the
trusts
trust
us.
comes from a relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like a marriage.
Yeah.
If my lady don't trust me, she ain't gonna believe in me.
Exactly.
If my artist don't trust in me, they ain't gonna believe in me, so we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And we trust in each other. So to answer your question, we trust in each other. We're human. So there's moments where we have to hold each other accountable. But like the beautiful thing is like we all have the same heart and towards people.
But
So
fuck that. How many times you told this motherfucker, yo, that shit's whack, do it again?
Oh, if we got nothing, it's the way you
Let's
say
just
it,
keep
my
it
guy.
real.
The way you say it. You know what I'm
Like, but
saying?
if I can't be raw with my team,
No, but
you
listen,
can't.
but listen.
That's a
I can't sugarcoat
That's a
nothing
real
with y'all.
question.
No, that's a dope
Yeah.
question,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But at the same breath and time, right? If you come to somebody in a wrong way, they're not going to receive your message, right? But if you come to somebody with grace and you know and you speak in a right tone
Speak
and
the
in a
truth in
respectful
love.
tone, you know, and it's tough love, then they can receive it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
And
that sounds cute.
No,
Keep it a buck.
but
You're right in the relationship. But y'all three brothers. Hear me out. Just hear me. I've been with friends for 30 years.
Yeah.
He
My
want the dirt.
my right hand man.
You want the dirt.
Nah, I don't want. It's not about the dirt.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it real. I can tell my man, yo, this is my right hand man. Shout out to Coley. 30 years, me and him never had an argument, disagreement. We never fell out.
right.
Yo, my nigga, that ain't it. That shit's whack as hell.
We had those conversations.
Yeah.
Meek.
And I can tell
we had
him
those
just like that. Yo, stop that bullshit.
We had those
You know what he said to me? Yo, thank you. You can't tell everybody that without what? What you
That's
talking
a real
about?
brother.
What you mean? Yo, if I can't tell you that, I'm not your brother.
Yeah, because you know why? Because we could be in the club and I see something you don't, and I say chill, and you going crazy, and we all get killed.
Thank
I don't
you.
want to be
It's
around
this-
nobody like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like take that I love you enough.
Yeah.
If my man is telling me it's trash, regardless how much I feel like it's dope, even with outfits, we all go through that. Yo, this looks crazy. Yo, that shit looks corny, pimp. That's not fresh. I don't give a fuck how much you got on right now. That's not it.
Yeah.
I think we've learned over the years because Zay and I have been friends for so long, and we've had disagreements.
out.
But you also have respect.
Yep.
Yes.
That's honestly that's what kept us. You know, like at the end of the day, we want the same result.
Yep.
We want the product.
Yo,
to be,
real quick, for example, right? We just had a paid gig, right? We working with this artist. And well, mind you, no.
We don't drop names. We ain't gonna
No,
drop
we ain't
no
dropping no
names.
names.
We good.
No, and Dre, like, so Dre is super passionate, right, on the music we create, right?
I noticed that about you too, Jay.
Dre is
The
super,
detail.
very deep. Like
And
Dre
you
can
need
hear
that.
Dre can hear a mouse piss on cotton. in music-
I feel
in
like
music.
Dre is like the sower.
Yo,
He's
yo,
the sower and the
no, he
stitcher.
Don't miss.
He
That
don't miss
stitch
a beat,
ain't right. We not doing that.
So we was working with this artist, and she wasn't giving us what we needed, but it was good enough to move on.
But it wasn't
Yo,
what
and
Dre wanted.
Dre said she's not doing it. Oh,
It's not Dre shit.
yo, a vein is you can file.
Right. It's not that Dre shit.
He was not
Excuse
happy.
me, Mom.
So, but me and Zay is on the same page. We're like,
Right.
yo, bro, if the artist is happy, they paid us. I don't care. Dre's like, I want her to do it the way that we planned to do, which was, I understand
cool,
his passion.
yeah.
But listen, we went like this. We said, yo, Dre. Dre said, all right, I'm out. Dre stepped out for a little while.
Respectfully, yep.
Respectfully, he needed a breather. And then me and Zay, we working, we getting there. He came back.
And was like,
He still was a little mad. And when I seen him start go like,
His head started moving. And that smile.
Dre said, nah, do that over. I need you to, you know what I'm saying? So it's just communication is everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's
and
how you
trust, it builds
communicate.
trust.
And he trusts us enough to where he could walk out and he knew my brother's gonna have this.
And
you know
we've
what I'm
all
saying?
had that moment.
And we all had that moment.
Maybe in different situations, we all had that moment where we say, you know what, I gotta take the back seat. To be honest, it takes a lot more strength to do that, to allow other people's creativity
Thank you.
to
Especially
shine.
when you out for
Yeah.
creators, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's one thing I learned so much by working with a team is how to like, I know his melodies is hitting. I like mine, but his joints is crazier. So, all right, let me start writing the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Zay is on the harmonies. He's all right. So everybody is in the, because once somebody's in the groove, you let them go. You let them go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how we work. We vibe off each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's the vibe. That's the Kingsman vibe, man. We have fun doing it.
Yeah.
It don't feel like work. You know what I'm saying?
It shouldn't feel like work when you love something.
Yeah.
And when it's our name on it. We don't want it just. We want the customer or the client to be happy, but we also want to be able to communicate. And
That's
this is
your
another
legacy.
reason. This is one other reason why I work with these brothers because yeah, I am passionate and sometimes I gotta check myself. It's like, you know what? Let me step out. You know what I mean? Because first of all, you don't want that vibe in it.
Hold up, Dre, but it takes a man to be able
Yep.
to say, you know what, I'm gonna let my team do it.
Yep.
Even though I want it done this way, I'm gonna step back.
It don't. You know what? For me, the end result is not going. The end result shouldn't be just me. It's a team effort. It can't be what I feel. My feelings don't mean nothing. But when I see that everybody as a collective is like, all right, not only did we put our hand on it, we put like a collaborative effort and it's a team thing, but now we can all feel good about something that we all did together.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not just, oh, well, he did this, she did that. Everybody's like, all right, we all put something together and we're happy about it. You know what I'm saying? As long, because even if we have a disagreement, at the end of the day, we're like, yo, this sounds amazing, right? And that's all we want, right? So even if I do have an idea or one of the guys having ideas, we're like, all right, let's try it. Let's see if it works.
Let's see if it works.
And if it don't work,
we don't
That's
use it.
different.
get it out.
What you
But
learn
if
in the
it-
studio, a secret in the studio is when you hear it when you hear it recorded, it's different from you just saying da 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 da.
Yeah.
When you hear that in the record with some reverb and some stuff behind it, now it's like, oh, okay, Dre, yep, you were right. So you got to give it a chance.
Yeah, we have this rule now, like, try it.
Try
That's
it.
it.
There's no no's. If he has an idea, I get in the booth, let's lay it down, let's see how we feel about it. You know what I'm saying? If we don't like it, we just take it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But try
Yeah,
it.
music
What
don't tell us.
happens if
Yeah.
the artist likes it? So
We've
what
had
happens?
that. We've had
Right.
that. We've
So
had
I gotta
that.
ask
We've
that
had
because
that.
I'm not an engineer. I don't know.
No.
What happens if the artist thinks it's her hit or their hit? Yo, this is it. This is the one. Y'all bugging. What happens then?
We gotta have a conversation.
Yeah.
But if she's strong on it and the label is paying for that and they're happy with that, sis.
Yeah.
Take it.
Okay.
That's
And
it.
then
It's
there's
on
times
you.
where you got so there's some times where we have to push, and more recently I've been saying to artists, it is collaborative. There'll be some things that you suggest, and we're like, all right, let's go with it. There'll be some things that we'll say, we gotta have this. And just putting that up front. Sometimes you have to push because sometimes the job of a producer, we see the end vision. And you're seeing at that moment, but we're telling you, I'm not gonna reference no names. I told you not to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that goes to the question I have. What about if you feel like the label says, yo, this is it, y'all, we great. But y'all like, yo, this shit ain't it.
We've had that already. But
I know you have that.
Like Dale
What
said,
happens when
at
you
the
go
end-
home? When you go on a three-way or you get on that text? Yo, that's
We just don't.
trash.
If we don't like something, we're not listening to it no more. We got
Yeah,
paid.
That's exactly how it is. There'll be songs. There'll be songs that I don't even listen to anymore.
No,
Since
yeah.
the day, in fact, there's an artist recently that we were working with, and
They felt like this was it. This was the Grammy.
what she introduced to us is not what we've had the final product of, which is great that she allowed us to finally trust us. But she's doing stuff like, I'm like, nah, that ain't
not
it.
it.
But I had to take myself out the situation. This is your record. This is not my record. You happy with it. And what I've also noticed is when somebody's happy with what they've done, they're gonna put more effort to advertise.
Yeah, because when they get back to the label,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, I love this
I love
record.
this.
They're
I
gonna be
wanna do
excited
it.
about it. But if we let's say we just be like, nah, take it out, and she's not happy with the record, she gonna go
and
back
we
to
love
the label.
it, then
like,
she gonna drop the
she
record.
gonna be like, yo,
yeah, nobody gonna
here's
hear
the
it.
record. I really
That's
ain't
real
like that
talk.
part. So
if
you
you ain't
know,
passionate about it, you ain't gonna promote
yeah.
it.
So as long as our job is to make the artist happy. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And we gotta find a happy medium with our creating and
We do a
us
good
liking
job
it.
with that most
Yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah, I do.
Once the label says that's it, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And we have
that's
no
it.
control over that. So
So let me ask you this. And I'm gonna ask Ron this, being that are you a writer?
yeah, we all right.
You're all right. So let me ask you this. As writers because I'm a listener. I listen to lyrics. Like I hate to keep saying it, but I'm 50, so I'm not just listening to I want to hear you. I want to be able to relate to that. When you're writing, where you at? Because you could have had something going on with your shorty, a situation at the business, situation with the kids. How do you? All right, I'm in the studio. Let me draw this line. Let me erase what's going on outside of the studio and create in this atmosphere that I'm in? How do you guys do that?
Fellas, I don't mind if I answer.
Please.
Me personally, it's funny. We had this discussion earlier. We was like, I would always ask people, "What's the first thing that captures your attention when it comes to a song?" It's always been music for me. For example, I would hear people like, "Oh, the lyrics was hot," and then when I hear the song, I'm like, "This beat is corny."
It's no marriage.
It don't even. If you could be the hottest lyricist, if the beat don't smack for me,
It's not a marriage.
it ain't gonna do nothing. But then on the flip side, if I hit a beat and the lyrics are like trashy, whatever, I'm gonna eventually start singing because I'm listening to it over and over and over again. So my thing was always, a hit is not a hit that people think. You could get programmed to like a hit.
Okay.
You hear the same thing over and over again, you're gonna like it. And then when you first heard it, you're like, the lyrics was trash, but I love the music. So I used to ask a lot of people, what's the first thing that you paid attention to? And Dills was one of the ones that was like, I love lyrics. And that's another reason why we wanted Dills in, because he brings on the lyrical side, a side that me and Zay may not see at the time.
Man.
And then there are moments, I know when I started my first like EP or whatever, I went through a relationship that really had me, I've never felt like this before. It had me writing and thinking, and I'm like, oh. And Dills would talk to me, it's like, yo, and I also hear like people's best music is when they were going through something. When you think of Mary
J. Blige, yeah.
Mary,
Keisha Cole.
Like Mary, I mean, before there was a Keisha Cole, Mary, when you
Mary.
it was pain in her voice. So you was like, damn.
Carl Thomas, I'm emotional.
Exactly.
I just called the dude that I told my man, I said, you want some Carl Thomas shit?
Yeah,
emotional.
you know what I mean? But I me personally, I've also learned, even through Dills, is listen to older music that you can see what they're talking about, how they're talking.
I feel like it's more therapeutic.
Just life.
Just
It's reality. It's not it's not this false image.
You know what just came to my head?
It could be.
I'm so tired of being alone. Like those melodies, but you could tell he actually went through
I'm
that.
tired of being alone. I'm tired.
But you know what? It's interesting. There's kind of different ways to look at it, because as a production team, we might have a person that does pop music, and they want the simplest melody.
Oh, yeah.
They want something simple, whereas maybe all of us are all the singing and a lot of deep lyrics.
They don't want
a hit record.
They want them
don't
top 40
got nothing
records.
to do with deepness.
Simple melody.
Top 40.
Yeah, top line melody where it's just like somebody can easily grab hold of it.
Dick Van
And
Dyke.
I can't think of
They
anything
want the
off
Dick
the
Van
hit.
Dyke hits.
That's it.
American Bandstand.
And that's why I love us as a team, because I might come on the side of like, I want a simple, catchy rhythm, movement. And Zay and Dre and Ron was like, all right, we don't gotta be moving all the time, bro. Like, let's think of life. Like Dills, and I'm sure you would add to that. Like, life, live more. Like, there'll be times when I'm sure we can't think of nothing. And then Dills would say, you know what? We just gotta live more.
Like I think I travel a lot. I know you know that I travel a lot. I think every time I come off a vacation, like in 3 days I can have
a
an
different
album.
zone. You got an album.
In 3
because
days,
of the
literally,
atmosphere that you're in. You're just
it's
surrounded.
just it puts, when you tap into different cultures and you meeting different people and you seeing different waters and you eating different foods, it's like it gives you like ideas. Like even I started now, I'm reading a lot more, and I think that's giving me more a deeper
Let me ask you
content.
this though, because I've been in the reading phase too. Why are you reading? My father, and I'm saying this, my father asked me, he said, son, you've been giving me a lot of books, but why are you reading?
I'm gonna be super brutally honest with you. I'm reading because my wife reads like all the time, and I feel like, damn, she reading and I'm watching TV. You know what I'm saying? And I just think when you read, man, like you work in your brain. Like right now, we're in an age where everything is done for us. We're not using our brain anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Numbers.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like more like let's start getting the wheels flowing on the brain more now. Like, let's start reading. Like, let's start getting in tune with not ordering, going to the supermarket, not having Acme deliver it to your house. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Get
like,
involved.
Get involved. Because we coming into the state where it's like, you don't got to you can just stay home.
Everything's too easy now.
It's super easy. You know what I'm saying? And as you get older, you want to be more active. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, my response to my pops when he said, "Why are you reading?" I said, "Because I watch you read." He said, "Wow, I didn't know you was paying attention." I said, "I paid attention because you were reading for a purpose, and not for the fun." And he said, "Yo, I never really realized you was paying attention to me like that, Dion." I said, "Yo, Dad, I watch you. I come in the crib, and I'm 16, 17, I'm stumbling. Wade, Alizé, I'm in the system, but my dad is in his own little circle reading the word of God, planting that seed, investing into that house, investing into me and my sister. His reading was his way of covering us with his whatever he had going on with the Lord." And I said, "Yo, now that I'm a father, a grandfather, 7 kids, 4 girls, three boys, everybody's in their own rim. I'm a father now."
You gotta start, and you got to do the same thing because though that the prayers and the readings of your father
Thank
was
you.
your protection.
Thank you.
I believe a lot of our blessings come from my mother praying super hard, going to church. My father, and my stepmom and my grandparents. Those prayers are responsible for a lot of the
She's
blessings.
planting the seed in a garden to grow.
So now we got to do the same thing for our seeds.
Thank
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I saw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And truthfully, I'm not to get off the thing, but we talking about something that makes sense. I was shot in the face on Thursday night, June 26, 2002. My parents was in church that night. My mother said to me, the doctor said, "Yo, if you'd have farted, you'd have died because we hit an artery." My mother would say, "Yo, that night I was in church. I was on my knees all night for some small reason." 2 years later, my son was born, Shamik. I named him Shamik because of that night. But it goes back to praying. And my name came from the Wu-Tang album. Yo, Shamik just got busted in the head 2 times.
Wow.
Look what happened. I got shot right here.
Wow.
So we putting things on ourselves, but thank God I had praying parents
Right.
to cover me with that anointing.
Yes. Amen. Amen to that.
So the importance of reading the word, but also covering our seeds to be able to move forward and be great is so powerful. But you feel like, yo, at 50, I'm too cool. I got this girl, I'm chilling, I'm in the clothes, now I'm reading. Because the same thing that my father read saved my life.
Right.
The same night my mother was on her knees on Thursday night church in Brooklyn saved my life. And I got shot in Inglewood. It had nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. But it was just the covering of God. And that's the reason why I named my son. He's like, "Yo, why you call me Shamik?" Yo, look at the Wu-Tang album. Yo, Shamik got busted in the head. Yo, you realize you planted a seed. I let my friends plant a seed, and I actually lived out the seed that they planted. And I ran with it. So the prayer and the reading of the word taught me, yo, bro, you got to watch what you say and put out into the atmosphere. Yeah. What you plant is what you get back. Right. So you guys, being the Kingsmen, you're planting nothing but greatness to every artist that you deal with because you're identifying yourself as kings. Amen. And that's what make y'all so amazing in what you're doing, and everybody working with y'all becomes great because y'all's telling yourself we kings and we black men too in a world that's not for us. So that's the power of just reading and understanding who you are. And that's what that reading taught me as a man. Like, yo, bro, get away from all this, excuse my language, the nigga shit, and deal with the reality of life. You know what I'm saying? And I see y'all. I'm sitting next to you. I never met you a day in my life, but I admire you.
Thank you, sir.
I love you. Dre, we met here and there. I love you. I respect you. Ron, just for you out, open up doors. I respect you. I love you. And that's what you guys are doing for all your artists that don't even know you. They just don't want to work with you because y'all make dope music. Y'all the kings, man. Yo, Run DMC and CL Smooth and Pete Rock, we the kings.
Right.
Yo, who can deny the kings, man? Why you don't want to be around kings?
Like that.
Anything less. Who don't want to be around a king? I don't want to fuck with no. You just a pawn, dog. I want to get me to the king. Everybody want to get to the plug. Y'all the plug.
Yeah. You see what Ron said with that? Like, I didn't know he was doing that, but that ties into part of what's important to us is professional and personal development, all that stuff, man, because that's something that any one of us could be in that situation. Like, I just picked a book. I'm just starting to read more. I'm starting to do this and that more. I heard somebody say, I don't know if it was Pastor Darius, but a lot of the problems we have, the answers are in a book. It's sitting somewhere in your house. The answer to a problem you have, but you refuse to open the book and read it. Our attention is elsewhere. So shout out to you for that, man.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm super.
No one's perfect.
Yeah, but I'm
He reading like
better.
a paragraph.
Yo, striving. Yo, it's all
I'm
about.
not a bookworm yet, but you
I'm
know,
not a bookworm,
yeah.
but you're taking the initiative to
Yeah.
do it. Because you could be taking that time to be doing something else.
Yeah, for sure.
On
sure.
Instagram, you know what I'm saying? You heavy into working out. You could be devoting that time, but it really goes into everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
You're working out. You posted something. Yo, I ain't drank in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yo, usually I tell my guests, yo, bring what you want to drink. But I'm going to respect the God and say, yo, God ain't been drinking. Why I'm going to tell him to bring something to drink? I admire him for that. Yo, I reached out to you. Yo, bro, what's that you using?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to use it. Health is wealth.
Yeah, that's
So
what
if you ain't healthy, you don't have a clear mind. If you ain't in a good space with God, you don't know what you're doing. Because you just running around everywhere doing what's the popularity. The Bible says, we not people pleasers. We train and we built. God gave us the opportunity to make our own decisions. That's the beauty of what God gave us. Y'all making a decision to be kings. Y'all standing on that.
practice, and I think it's important that what I've been learning for the last couple months is actually practicing discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I pray for discipline.
Yes, because it's so important, and I just been tapping into it, and the more I tap into it, the more the results I'm getting closer to God. I'm making sure I pray every day. I pray for my brothers. I pray for my sisters, my siblings, my parents. You know what I'm saying? I'm not drinking. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm eating. I'm putting the right things in my body, and the most important, I feel better. It's not even about a look
And you
no
look
more.
great. You see, I be hitting you like, yo, king, you look good.
It's not about a look no more. It's about how I feel, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I'm feeling good, then everything else falls in line. I could be the leader of my household. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not right, nobody else is right. So I got to do the work on myself. And it's still a journey. It's still a process. I'm not perfect. I still have goals. But I'm striving to, you know what I'm saying, to be better, to be a better producer, writer, a better Kingsman guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
King talk, man.
you know what I'm saying? Kings.
But that's
Kings, you know
why
what
I
I'm saying?
admire y'all. Y'all didn't dumb yourself down. Y'all not Quincy Jones. Y'all not all these great producers. But you know what? Y'all are great. Y'all the Kingsmen. What the fuck you talking about? Anything
Listen,
less than that is civilized.
I promise you. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna promise you. In the next 3 years, you're gonna hear our name, bro.
Yeah.
I hear it already.
I promise you.
You ain't gotta promise
Just
me.
like
I'm
you
gonna
said-
be there.
Just like you said, putting it in the. I'm putting it right. This show. What's today? The 4th, the 5th. I'm putting it on. I'm putting on it right now. You gonna hear Kingsman, bro? Because we about to.
They gonna hear it. I know about it.
Yeah, they gonna hear it.
And I'm blessed to sit here with y'all. So
Yo,
when this shit go, when
man.
y'all go to the moon,
Stamp,
I'ma
man.
just
I'm telling you.
stand there in my B-boy stand.
It's only a matter.
Like, yo, I knew this already, you stupid
It's only a
stupid
matter of time,
individuals.
bro. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Like, the music is there, bro. The music is there.
The music speaks for itself.
It's not too many that's fucking with us, and I'm being humbly speaking. Like, you know
As
what I
you
mean?
should. But I'm gonna say this respectfully. I hear cats rap all the day. I see them on Instagram. I tap in. I listen.
Excuse me.
I
Mom.
got an
Sorry
ear.
for cursing.
But you know what it really is for me sitting down with y'all. And I never met you, Zay. I met my man Dre. Yo, it was y'all as individuals. It wasn't, it was the music, but I went to men.
Yeah.
I met the individuals.
Mhm.
Ron said, yo, whatever you need me to do, I can do that. That man don't know me from a can of paint,
That's how
bro.
we move, man.
That's the love of God. That ain't nothing but God. I don't gotta do nothing for this cat. This cat got a podcast. I'm not doing 2 million views. I'm not doing all this. But I'm just here for the culture because I love it and I respect it. So when they're able to sit down around greatness, I gotta give them that love. Because at the end of the day, just because you ain't great today, tomorrow can change in a blink of an eye. I seen a cat walking down the street. The next day he had 50 million because he hit the lottery. Yo, it can change in the blink of an eye because you believe. He kept saying, yo, he used to tell us, yo, I'm gonna hit this shit. I'm gonna hit it. Yo, I'm gonna hit it. Get out of here. Yo, he wound up in 2000, whatever. I ain't gonna put his name out there. He hit. Regardless of what happened at the end, he spoke it into existence. And that's what y'all are doing. You the
mean?
pastor's son.
Yeah.
So they think that your life is squeaky.
Nah.
You're just on this.
Hey, well, you know what? If they think
Bacardi,
that,
Hennessy, get away
If
from
they
me.
think that, they don't know pastors' kids. Because
We the
people,
worst.
huh? You said it, not me.
I was on a world tour trying to be popular. My father was the
I
head
wasn't
deacon.
doing all that. But
My father was the head deacon, Deacon David. Yeah, well, meanwhile, I'm in Jeezy. And I'm striving. I really want to be Jeezy on the low. I don't want to be Deacon. Right. I'm trying to get 400 baby. Jesus.
I think people just
Kanye,
forget.
Jesus walked.
I mean, pastors' kids are humans,
Yeah.
just like
But
everybody
people
else.
don't see that. They
And I don't
put this
understand.
line
Yeah.
on you. They put this stigma.
Yeah, once you tell people you believe in Christ or you're a Christian, they think, oh, well, you holier than now and you perfect or you trying to be perfect.
man.
And I'm like, nah, that's far from the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all got problems and we all trying to live life.
And honestly speaking, I'm glad that brothers like us can say that. We Christian brothers, but we're living a Christian life in our own way. It's no certain way. I tell people every day, it's no right or wrong way. It's what your church is within yourself. You got people going to church every Sunday, but they monkeys. They don't even really know Christ. And somebody told me, you don't go to church? I said, church is within myself. You can go to church, but the pastor might be twisting 3 people in the audience.
I think the COVID showed that tremendously.
Thank you.
I mean, people couldn't go to church. So you telling me because now is a national, I can't go to church, that I'm not,
I'm not what you supposed to be.
Yeah, so
knock it off.
Yeah, I don't think church should define anybody because, like you said, you go to church, people plan the worst things in church. In fact, they say the devil would be right in the front seat.
Listen,
He
I
know
was
all
in
the words,
Bergenfield
you know what I'm
Rink
saying?
telling the broad I want a twister, and I had to go to church in the morning.
Yeah, so
I'm already fornicating before I got to church. And church is in 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I want to ask y'all brothers this, as a collective. And this is I play a word game. And this word that I'm going to use with y'all is the truth. Because a lot of people don't like to deal with the truth. Dealing with artists. The truth for you may not be the truth for them. How do you handle that amongst yourself?
Explain. I don't know if I quite understand.
Saying you got a song, she thinks it's the amazing thing, but the reality is it's not the King's touch. We haven't put the candle in the middle of it. We didn't blow out. We didn't sing happy birthday. But this person feel like this is the hit. This is it.
I think there's one example, and it's funny, Dre is here. We started working on a project, Mercury, I'm sorry, out now. Go check that out. Tone and Dre. And we actually thought Tone and Dre was a group before we met them. And this is like the first time they met.
I
Worked
thought
together.
they was a group too.
Yeah. So, but anyway, there was a time that I was working with Dre, and I asked him, I don't know in particular to do something, but I asked him to change something, which seemed like it changed the whole song. And at the time, I didn't know it, but later on, I found out that Dre was like, I didn't like what you did, what you told me to do, but I did it anyway. And with that, I was like, okay. It taught me 2 things. First of all, I could work with this brother for a long time.
You called me I remember you called me after that too. And you was like, yo, he did it anyway.
And he did it. And I was like, not only can I work with this brother, but it taught me also how to, what Jerron was saying, how to communicate with people a little better. Even if it wasn't the wrong way, you still got to learn how to communicate with people, especially when they're doing something that they love. And then you're telling them like, nah, that might not be the best way to do it. Try this way. And even though he didn't like it, he said it, he made it clear, like, I ain't like that. But I respected it, and I tried it, and I liked it. And, I enjoyed the results of it. And that taught me a lesson from him, his work ethic, and as a production team member, like,
It's just trust.
Yeah,
it's trust. At that point, if an artist don't like something and they still do it, that means they trust you. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we learned. Yo, without trust, you could tell anybody anything. If they're not trusting you, they're not gonna listen.
So it's like a relationship.
Yeah, but to answer your question though, it's communication. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Communication, yo.
Yeah.
I think that part is whack. I think we should take that out. I think we need to remix the song. I think we need to put some more harmonies here. You know, let's try to figure this out so we can get the best product.
There's only so much you can say because some people are still going to do what
Yeah,
they want to do.
yeah.
And in that situation, you got to let them do what they want to do. But our responsibility, is to be honest and communicate it effectively where we feel like we can get the point across. So some people can get it, but once they get back to their own space, they want to do what they want to do. So there's not much we can do. Now, when we get to that space where we have a lot more control over things, maybe some things will change. But by and far, most artists we work with are just, they're amazing, and they take our approach to their records and their vision.
They trust.
Yeah.
So basically, I take it you guys strive to make a marriage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Has to be.
It has to be a marriage.
Has to be.
Because
when it's all said and done, and we're like, wow, it's one of those things. We love it when a plan comes together. You know what I mean?
The
And I say that all the time because I'm like, wow, when everybody's putting in their hard work, you know what I mean? He got an idea, and we're all just collaborating. It's just amazing to me. And again, it's a communication, it's trust, it's a marriage, and when they fit and they're compatible, it just works. It just works. And again, we look at it like a puzzle. Sometimes we might say,
it's
okay,
a jigsaw.
Yeah,
you don't even know what's going to happen before you get. You know what I mean?
I mean, like sometimes, like we might have an idea. It's like, that don't fit right there, but let's not delete it. Maybe if we put it on another part of the song, or make it,
or might use it for another artist. It might not work for that artist.
Whatever works.
That's it. We're not going to delete it and trash it. We recycle it and bring it back another time. But that's what it was.
I'm gonna throw a word out there, and I want each one of you individuals saying what the word means to you. Music. Anyone can go first. What does music mean to you?
Love, feeling, man. It's moments. Yeah, love, moments. Like this, a number of words I would use. I'm not gonna take them all.
Yeah,
which you could.
I'll go. It's energy.
Yeah.
It's feel. Like music has to have feel for me, right? It can't be empty. Music is soul. Music is Sunday morning when your mom's making bacon and cooking grits and cleaning. You know what I'm saying? Music is everything. Music is life.
You see why I go with the words? You see what I'm saying? You see how you go with the words.
Everybody,
you put that together.
Voltron comes together. You, Dre, music.
I mean, it's definitely a feeling and nostalgia for me. When I hear music, I know exactly at one point in time I was doing this. I was this age, or this,
My man, thank you.
Or like this was a time.
This was a moment. This was an era.
Yeah.
I remember what I had on. I remember how I was dressing. I remember who I was with. Right.
Yeah, like that's what music does to me. And if I can get somebody to feel that same way,
you accomplish your goal.
Excitement, overjoyed, energy, a moment. Yeah, that's
what we strive for every time.
Because it stands the test of time.
Yeah.
Those songs that bring those feelings to you, you remember. Anytime they come out, you may go. That's a song you'll go searching for after not listening to it for a couple years. Or when it comes on, you want to share it. You'll post it. You're sharing it to everybody else.
God
damn,
that
like that?
Woo, that's me.
I know little son.
You know more than little son because I ain't gonna front. When I was listening to Ron's last joint, I kind of literally dived in on a low. And I never said this to you, Ron, but I shed a few tears for a couple of joints you dropped.
Man.
And it took me back when I had my first child, when I had Nate. I was a young individual, 20 years old, scared to death. And I think you said something on the hook like, yo, I forgot the hook, but it was something more like, don't worry about it. It's going to be all right. And I played that and I sent it to Nate. He's like, yo, Dad, what the hell is this? I said, don't worry about it. I forgot. You 30. You know what I mean? You don't even understand. Like, I'm an R&B dude. Like, I'm listening to R&B at 6 in the morning. But it took me to that moment when my son was born with his mother. And it's like, I sent it to his mother and she was like, yo, who's this? He's dope. I said, don't worry about it. I just want you to listen to it. She said, why? I said, it took me back to me and you. You taught me how to be a man. You gave me my first son. I wasn't ready for this. I'm a knucklehead. I'm chasing latest kicks. I want to stay on 125th Street. I want to go to Willie Burgers. You brought me a child. I don't want to do this. But your music took me back to that moment that it made me say, yo, damn, it's so relevant to what I'm going through. And I ask people, when you listen to music, are you really listening to it for the music or are you listening to it for the time and the era you was in? Because I feel like music is timeless. No matter we having this interview 10 years from now, whoever, your kids, my kids, your kids, we're going to watch this. Yo, damn, what was I doing back then in March on that day? Damn, I was outside. I was doing this. It takes you back to that moment.
The song will take
to
you
a
right back
moment.
to that moment.
And when you're not, and I'm going to say this big superstar artist, and you don't have to be. Your music is your music. And that's what made me fall in love with Ron. It's music.
And that's why on a new project
Let's talk about it.
that we dropping, it's called The Theory of Everything. It's gonna be, it's special. Like y'all been listening to it. It's special. So, and we work super hard on it. And we also have another project. It's the feature project. Where we got all the artists we working with. We're gonna just pull it out, pull it together.
So y'all doing a symphony?
Yeah, kind of like
I come from that era when Morley Moore had everybody.
But
Big
no, but
Daddy
it's not
Kane.
it's not like a
Not everybody.
It's an album. It's like an album though.
Okay.
It's like,
okay.
you know what I'm saying?
What Diddy did that when he put everybody on his label on that.
Yeah, but before Diddy did it, Morley Moore did it with the symphony with Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, Craig G.
Is that what he called
Yeah,
it?
that was called a song though.
I like
That was one song. That was one song.
That was one song.
Okay.
But that song will live forever because
I like that.
you got to hear Cool G Rap, Master Ace, Craig G, Cool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane. It was like, yo, that was mine. Like, wow. Like, whoa. And we don't get that no more because the artists are so standoffish from each other.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this. If you had 3 artists, what would be the 3 artists that you would love to work with today?
I'll let you go first.
And they don't have to be mainstream. They can be anybody. It can be Joe Smo, Willie Slow. It can be anybody.
Like you, man, I ain't gonna lie. I've been more into R&B than hip hop.
Leon
so
Thomas.
I would say I'm a Party Next Door, Leon Thomas, and I ain't gonna front. I would love to work with Sade. You know,
She's a
I
queen,
just love her
man.
voice.
Like,
She's one of the reasons. why I do
Sade,
this.
we need you.
She's one of the
We
reasons
need
why
you.
I
Let the
still do it.
Kingsmen do what they do.
Yeah.
Let them put the glaze on the donut for you.
Crazy.
Deals.
Summer Walker. Alex Isley.
You took my
Come on, that's my
on,
guy.
bro.
man.
No, it's a girl. Alex Isley.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the niece. She's,
Okay.
She's super fire. And I'm a big Jagged Edge fan. I want to write and produce something for Jagged Edge.
That's your energy
Definitely.
too.
That's my energy. That's my
Definitely.
Like I'm a big
Salute. I'm a crazy Jagged.
Yeah.
Jagged Edge took me from Teaneck
That's your
to
energy.
North South Carolina.
J.E.
J.E.
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
Oh,
Oh my God.
That
Come
was
on.
classic.
I done cried in the car listening to
Yeah.
J.E. Heartbreak. I done text a couple of joints. My kids' mother's like, yo, you know we can, you know what I mean?
Who you, Zay?
Alex Isley, man. Her voice is so
Yeah, she's
amazing.
so fire.
Lucky Day. I really like Lucky Day.
Yeah, Lucky Day.
Definitely.
And I think Victoria Monet's pen is something crazy.
Yeah.
Like I really like her stuff. Those are the top 3, but Alex Isley and Lucky Day for sure, man.
Okay.
And a lot of this stuff is, I think why I like that is it's not as programmed. It's a lot of instrumentation going on. Like you got to know how to play keys and you got to know how to do some stuff to work with them.
And if I could work with a producer, and I've been on him.
That was my next one. What producer y'all want to work with?
If somebody could produce my whole album, I want Robert Glasper, yo.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah,
play that?
he's
Yes,
nice.
I've been on him. Them drums.
Yeah, he
Oh,
plays everything. He's
yo,
nice.
I want
That's
to.
Berkeley,
Yeah,
man.
I would
yeah.
Berkeley
definitely
College
work
of
on him
Music in
too.
Boston.
Yes, yeah. I've been. You put me on.
Robert
Robert,
Glasper,
But
he's
yeah.
Robert
proud.
he's insane, and he's doing a lot of stuff. He did a lot of stuff with
He does a lot of
Alex
music that
Isaac.
people don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Well,
does a lot of
Jack
music.
Dine. If I
Robert
had to work
Glasper.
with a producer, Jack Dine, who's done Alex Isaac stuff, and we probably the guy that does most Lucky Day stuff. Because if I'm not mistaken, he's a church musician. That nigga's nice. Like
Yeah.
Lucky Day's stuff is smooth.
I never heard these artists, and now I'm going to go home
Yeah,
and do
yeah,
the
yeah.
homework.
Matter of fact, you got Apple Music?
Of course.
I'm gonna see. I got a playlist there. I'm gonna put you on that.
Please, I need a
I send it
playlist.
right now.
I'm in the truck all day. I need a playlist.
Like my sister, I'll be sending her playlists, and she don't be really tapping into my playlist, and I feel like I'm wasting my time. But as of lately, she's giving me my flowers about my playlist. Shout out to Kane.
Yeah. What up, good man?
Oh, she says she's on Value 4, and Sis is in the building. Shout out
Volume
to
4.
Sis. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? In the
right.
building. Fellas, I gotta thank y'all first and foremost for believing in me, for giving me the opportunity. I
Thank
feel
you,
honored
man.
Thank
to
you.
sit around you gentlemen. It's a difference we calling individuals niggas and all this other shit. Y'all gentlemen to me.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
You know what I mean? My respect level is to the ceiling. I admire each and every one of you guys. I want to ask you guys one word before we close. And this word, I probably asked Ron this, but I know each one of y'all, I have an understanding of each one of your backgrounds. Yo, what does family mean to you? Zay?
Everything, man. Everything. That's all you have. And when you become a father, and you have your own family, and respectfully, you're at the top of that tree. Life changes. It becomes a lot more serious for you. You can't fail. You got to figure it out. So that's God ordained, man. Family. That's He put that in place. As goes the family, goes community. As goes community, goes society, so on and so forth. So family's super important to me.
Dre, for you, you just had a born day. Happy born day, King. I seen your man throw it up. It was only respectful that I do it
Thank you.
because I admire you, I love you, and I appreciate you. I need brothers to understand it's okay to tell a brother you love him.
Of course.
That's a fact.
It's not about, yo, you don't know him, you ain't in his circle. I don't have to be in your circle. I love you because I respect you.
Mhm.
Respect to me means everything. And we need to stop trying to put this cap and being too cool to tell a brother, yo, what you doing is dope. You think you can help me?
Mhm.
It's okay to ask for help. I'm 50, and I don't care about asking younger individuals for help.
Mhm.
But for you, Dre, happy born day.
Thank you.
You being great. I felt it was only fitting you coming from Teaneck to be sitting in Teese's shop.
Yes.
Shout out to Teese, the chop shop.
Yes.
His son, Ayo Tone.
Yes.
King,
Yes,
I
sir.
love you.
Dre Breezy.
The family, Jay Breeze,
Mhm.
sis, mom,
Mm-hmm.
young lady in the corner, the queen herself. What's family mean to you, Dre?
Well, I don't have any children yet. I wasn't blessed in that area, but I do have chosen family, and you know, not trying to be morbid or anything, but I lost my father when I was young, so to have male figures in my life was a big thing for me. So Zay,
And I never knew that.
yeah, so Zay, it's crazy because when I would have a disagreement with Zay, one thing I told myself, I can't lose this relationship with that brother because he means more to me than anything. Like he's literally a
Respect,
brother.
bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, when we have disagreements, I'm like, all right, let me check myself. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Because that's a
It's
relationship
family.
I can't afford to lose. And again, my mom, she's
Moms.
my mother and Isaiah's mom, bro. Like when I say we would be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, music blasting, not one argument, not one complaint. That's family to me. And then to be able to pray for someone who's added so much more
he
to
said
my life
pray.
than I could probably give him, deals, to create, to be a part of a team as far as Kingsmen, that's a family to me.
Mhm.
Because again, like I need to be around strong men that are fathers themselves. I didn't have one, so it's great to see. And they happen to be black men that are great at what they do, and they lead their
Praise
family.
God for
I've
that.
never seen that type of father figure, and I see it in my boy Zay. I see it with Ron. So that's real. That means a lot to me. And what's so crazy is because I'm the only one that don't have any children, and to
The golden child on the low.
I it makes me more understanding as a man to know that when they have a situation with their families, I'm I'm more obliged to be like, all right, whatever, man, because that comes first.
Yeah.
You put
In
your,
fact, this is what we doing.
you put your
Yeah.
running shoes on and you run track with
That's
your
one.
team.
That's one thing about Dre. Like him not having kids and stuff like that. He understands the importance of being a father, and if he gotta take the burden on, you know what I'm saying, where we can't be there.
That's
something.
what, it's called passing the baton.
He gonna do
That's
it. He
what
gonna
makes
do
a
it.
track team. We pass the baton to keep going the extra edge. Ron, I mean, first and foremost, I'm gonna say this about you, King. You got your earth sitting in here with us right now.
Facts.
You got your sister.
Facts.
Me and you did an interview prior. They wasn't there.
Mhm.
For your sister and your earth to be here, I feel like my mother's here and she's gone.
Nah,
I feel like your mother's presence honestly reminds me of Evelyn.
nah, she has that.
And that's a blessing.
Yo,
And I feel
gotta-
blessed to have that.
One thing this brother right here, and me and Zay talked about it. Kane, his mom, like when I say he has a support team
I see that.
I've never seen in my life.
I love it.
Like, shout out to Kane, man. She's been there since.
Yo,
beginning.
on the low, this little sis is,
Yeah,
I don't know if the
shout
little
out
sis
to
or big
Kane.
sis.
I'm Sissinger.
Sister, manager, sister.
Yeah,
Yo,
like,
Sissinger.
I started following her, but it wasn't on no hype shit. What really got me involved was she was working out.
Yeah,
And I've been on that.
Yeah.
And she's consistent.
Sister, yeah.
yeah, man.
That was the difference. So shout out to sis for allowing me to just, okay, you dope.
Mhm.
I respect you. I admire you, what you're doing, but I like what you're doing because I'm into health as well.
Yeah, man.
And you always tagging into something.
Yeah, yeah.
But to be sitting here with your mother right now,
Yeah.
yo, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like Evelyn's in the building with
Facts.
me.
That's dope, bro. Super dope.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to
That-
moms, man.
Shout out
Nah,
to
that
mom,
means
too.
everything to me.
Yeah.
So today with your mother being here, I just feel like it was the anointing of God
Yes.
to be sitting here with moms.
Mhm.
I've this is my 81st episode. I never sat with nobody's mother in the building watching
Yes.
with a smile on her face.
Right.
Not like, when we getting out of here? What time is this over?
Yeah.
Who the hell is this nigga?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
exactly.
talking to my son.
Mhm.
But who is he? Yo, she's embracing us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yo, man, God is, yo, I'm gonna stop. Because I'm gonna get emotional.
Yeah.
Family for you, King.
Family for me is the foundation.
Like we talked about
Um,
earlier.
Yes, family is who I am.
Family man.
Yes, if it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't know where I'll be. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you knew my son before you knew me.
Right, and you know what I'm saying? He's family. Like he was family. He was like mentoring my son in
See what I'm
football,
saying?
you know what
I
I'm
ain't
saying?
know all that.
Yeah, so yeah, family is everything to me, man. It's why I do what I do. It's why I am the way
Who you
I am. And it started from my grandparents to my mom, my dad, my sibling. Like I got a huge family, bro.
Right, I
Like,
see that.
I could call them right now, and the tribe will come.
The
here right
army's
now.
coming, not the tribe, the
army's
army.
coming. And
Blazing.
yeah.
Full, what? And I know sis got the AK. Mom's is coming with the tank. What we doing? Hold up.
Yeah,
Not
so,
my
yeah.
baby.
So family is the start, is the foundation of my life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to build off
You
that.
ain't trying, you are,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. I got to stop saying trying.
Because the try is to fail.
I'm building.
Real talk, fellas.
Yeah.
The try is to fail. My
Right.
father told me that.
Yeah.
The try is to
To
fail.
fail.
Stop. He said, son, stop trying and strive.
That's what my mom told me. She said, "You're not trying, you're doing."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So, as we close out this segment, I gotta thank y'all again.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna ask y'all both this all three of y'all before we close out. Where we at in 3 years? Zay, go first, Playboy. Three, I ain't
3 years.
F5. I'm giving you three, a three skeeter, a 3P.
Major records. And outside of music, just doing some amazing things, more community activity, and leaving a legacy that's past just what we do in the studio. I think that's what we're gonna be.
Before I hit the other crew, y'all also gonna be doing scores in movies.
Amen.
Oh yeah, that's another thing we've been.
The Lord just told me to let that.
No,
let
but
that
what's so
be put
crazy
that
is
out there.
you-
Y'all doing scores.
No, but that's why energy works the way it works, right? Because we've been dedicating doing these. We've been working on getting these syncs. We're working on a lot of music for TV, so look out for that. It's coming. You know what I'm saying? So God put that on your heart for a reason.
It just dropped on me as you talking like, yo, when's the score coming? Because I got a brother that I interviewed. Shout out to Plan B85. He's doing BET.
Okay.
He's done Sister Sister. He's done multiple joints where he just dropped his music. And I feel like with all the great music that y'all dropping, it's only right it fits to go in one of these sitcoms. It's only fitting. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the path, listen, the Kingsmen speak for itself. We kings and we men. We black men, we gonna stand tall and we gonna keep elevating the culture. 3 years, Drake. What we doing?
Just to add-
ESPN, what we doing? What movie we doing? Where we at?
Just
And I
to
need a
add-
skit. I'm gonna tell you now, I need a skit, yo. I want to talk my, excuse me, Ma. I want to talk my shit on a skit. The A-Tone Breezy. If you need skits, I'm doing skits.
We got you, man. That's nothing but a shoot. We gonna make it happen. I just to add to what my brothers are saying, becoming masters of what we do.
Continually to keep
Continue.
being masters
Yes.
of what you're doing.
Correct. And just being able to be a blessing to other people. I know that I could probably say that for everybody here, that the gifts and the talents that we have is not for us. It's really for other people. So the better we get with it, the better we can be for other people. And that's one of the reasons why we came together, because we wanted to be different in this industry. So, making money, we got bills, so that's never gonna stop. But we just want to be better at just being able to be better for people. You know what I'm saying? And once we do that with each other and learn and become better as a team, it's gonna work out. So yes, movie scores, more music coming out, more artists that we're working with. Just want to be a blessing to people. That's all. More.
It's on me.
More.
It's on me.
RT.
It's on me. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Lord for this Grammy. For this Grammy. You know
I
what I'm
received
saying?
that.
Hey.
I received that.
I thank the Lord for
Energy,
giving me the
energy,
deal.
energy.
I'm not done. I'm not done with my speech, fellas. I didn't only speak it into existence. I prayed it into existence.
And you planted it.
Planted the seed. And shout out to the Kingsmen, man. SZA, that new single we got out. But now, man, just I think next 3 years, like leveling up, not being where we are now, and that's what we've been doing since we came together. It's been consistent growth. Sometimes you might feel like it's a slower growth, but we're still moving. It might be a slower pace. It might not be what we want, but we're still moving up. My doctor told me I'd rather you lose a pound a year than to gain. You know what I'm saying? 2 pounds a year. So the slow growth is growth. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, man. And just like I said, getting better at mastering more things in music.
Yo, it's the voice of the culture.
Yeah,
Sitting with the Kingsmen.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I'm around family. I'm around love right now.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot of great projects coming out of you guys. Let them know what's coming out. Let them know what's dropping.
Okay.
Let the people know before where they can find you guys at. Those that are looking for some great producers, let them know where to tap in at before we get out of here.
All right, real quick, we got A.O. Tone. He got For Her out right
Yes,
now
sir.
on all streaming platforms. His new single, Autumn University, is coming real soon. I need y'all to sit tight on that. That's crazy.
Featuring his sister.
First featured his sister, who was incredible.
She's nice.
We got a new single out on Selena Graves. It's called It Feels Like Magic. That's running wild.
Yeah.
I got my album coming out, The Theory of Everything. And Dre, what's the album? You have a name for it?
We got
Feature
the next
album.
big project.
It's called the feature album.
Featured album. We got everybody on it that we're working
We
with.
got Breezy, we got Tone.
We getting back in
We're
the
gonna have
studio.
Materia.
Yeah. Materia we worked with. Another young lady, Nage.
Nage, yep. So we got some.
And Selena.
Yep,
We gonna have a couple things
Siani.
coming out.
She's going
Definitely.
Siani on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, before we get out of here, I need my guys to step up. Ayo Tone, step up to the platform.
You.
What up, Playboy? Let the coach know. You can leave the coach to the side. Just let the coach know where they can find you at.
Yo, you can find me at AO_tone on Instagram, really anywhere, even PlayStation Network. You know, I was playing the game and all of that. You feel me? And you can find me at the basketball court too. Okay.
Let's go.
You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
yo, Reed, step up, baby.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's your boy Dre Breezy in the building. You can find me on Instagram at official Dre B, Twitter. It don't matter. Official Dre B.
Yes.
DREB.
Amen. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, you know what it is. It's the voice of the culture,
Yeah,
man.
yes.
I'm with the Kingsmen. I'm going to call them the Godsmen.
I'll
You know what I'm
take it.
saying? I'm blessed. I'm fortunate. Yo, shout out to my man Tease again for giving us the platform, the court to play ball on. We at the Chop Shop in Teaneck. You know what it is. You want to get right, get faded. It's got great barbers here.
You do it.
And yo, we out of here. It's
Yeah.
the voice of the culture. And before we go, man, let the culture know.
Nah.
It's the Kingman, the voice. We out of here. We love y'all. Peace.